Ah.
There goes that one. And
All right, I'm ready.
all right, and you are up and running.
Hey,
Really?
everybody. Welcome to Tales from the Barside. I'm your host, Remy, along with my lovely co-host, Lauren.
Hi.
We've got a special guest on today. Welcome, Russell, to Tales from the Barside.
Hi, friends.
Hi,
Good to have you on. Happy
Good to
Memorial
be
Day,
here.
everybody. We've got a little patriotic background going on here today.
I'm calling it Cavorial Day.
Memorial Day?
Cavorial
Welcome to
Day.
Memorial Day in
That's
quarantine.
funny, and I like it.
That is good stuff. So welcome back to Tales from the Barside. Hopefully we've got a whole bunch of brand new listeners. We had a whole bunch of views the last couple of weeks, and we're hoping that you guys take a few minutes out of your barbecuing time to check out our show. We thank you for your patronage, and let's have a good time. Let's have a really good show. Russell,
Let's
so
go.
what do you
Hey,
do, bud? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What kind of a bartender are you?
Well, I wear many hats. I started in the restaurant industry when I was 15 as a busser, and I just kind of worked my way up from there. My mom was pregnant with me while bartending, so I've been bartending since I was in the womb. So once I was old enough, the minute I turned 18 and I could legally serve in Michigan, the place that I was at just started training me, and I never looked back. And then I, went on to management and whatnot. But I've moved around the country a lot. I lived in Florida. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for a while, in Key West, and I lived in Arizona for a while. I lived in Chicago for 5 years, and I've bartended and managed all over the land.
So the great thing about bartending is you can go anywhere in the country and get a job at the drop of a hat.
It's
You can
like
pick up and
it's
move.
it's like doing hair. It's like doing hair.
Sure.
Like you can literally go anywhere and find a spot to do some. You can support yourself no matter where you go.
That's
Absolutely.
true.
Great place, a great job to travel. You get to meet people all over the place. You're never going to be without work until a global pandemic hits. So then we're all
Virus time.
Yeah, we laugh, and it sucks. I think laughter is kind of the only way we can get through this. You just gotta kind of throw up your hands and shrug your shoulders and go, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? I don't know. Nobody's got any answers yet. We're trying to figure it out. Some places are opening back up. North in Michigan, they are, but not quite down where we are yet.
I know,
And,
Lauren and I might have to move up north soon.
I know, right?
Just so we can get back to work.
But it's also the kind of thing where I've always had other jobs, not necessarily always while bartending, but like I'll jump around a lot and get into this and get into that, figure out how to, just make yourself useful in all kinds of different things. We're flexible, we're creative, we're the kind of people who we can adapt, we can overcome, we can figure shit out, and at the end of the day,
I stretched my legs in retail for a little while, and I took a restaurant break, and I totally missed the drama of I was like, I wonder what she's up to, and then once I got, I came back to it, I was like, God, dude, what was I thinking?
Sometimes it's like that, but yeah, I get it. Like I've been in and out of it. I'll take a little break. Yeah. God, I went and rode a jackhammer for a while doing construction, and was like, well, this is not for me, obviously. But but
a little too much manual labor.
I learned that I could do other stuff too, and it's like I've had a million different jobs. Bartending is one of the best and one of the worst jobs I've ever had. Sometimes it really sucks, and sometimes
if you've got it, you've got it, and it always remains natural in yourself.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just getting called.
That's okay. We didn't want to see your face anyways.
No, if you have it, you have it, and it always remains natural within yourself. And it's been a struggle of mine with the younger generation kind of coming into the industry. Their work ethic is just not what I grew up to know. It's challenging for me to find patience for it.
I've found that too, obviously, and I try to remember back when I was that age and think about how I was. I try and put myself in their shoes too, and I always hate the people lumping everybody from a generation in together.
For sure.
Because I'm Gen X, my parents were baby boomers, and a lot of stuff was lumped onto both of those generations of the baby boomers are all hippies and stuff. And Gen X, they're all slackers and stuff. It's like Generation X is not slackers. We are hard-working people for sure. And then the millennials got the bad rap because it's like a catch name. And then people call kids in their 20s, millennials. They're not millennials anymore. Millennials are all in their 30s now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, stop calling the younger ones
I'm that
millennials.
in-betweener. I'm called like a Zenio, I think, where it's,
right.
You know, I grew up with not having a cell phone, and, you know, like I was not digital, if you will.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I just feel like, by all means, I've met so many young people, and like coming into this, I've been in it so long, I've seen so many young people that really were great workers, but for the most part, I feel like they just want to get in, like they just want to get in and make those tips, and that's it. You know, like they don't really have, you know, like they're not taking pride in what they're doing. They're not
side work. I'm not doing that. You know?
Get into your job, go home, and you don't like think about it. You don't have any kind of like connection to it once you're home and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like for me, bartending is like part of every part of my life.
Oh yeah,
you know?
dude, I dive in. You know, like Laura knows, like I've been at Stray Cat on and off since they opened. That's where I currently bartend, and I've always breathed it. You know, like I currently, like this whole time we've been closed, I've been working on new drink menus, and I've gone in there and made sure the toilets were flush. And, you know, like, like, and I'm not getting paid for it. You know, I'm just doing it because it needs to be done. You know, like that's my motto. Is I do it because it needs to be done. You know,
it's that attitude of like, I am an extension of this place. So how I represent myself is a reflection on the place, and I always take that seriously. Now, you know, everybody has a bad day. Everybody, you know, goes crazy and yells at somebody or makes a mistake or whatever. But for the most part, you know, you're trying to represent the company that you work for in the best way possible, and always bust your ass. Always work hard, you know?
Right. Yep. That's just always been my motto. You know, that's what my mom taught me. You know, like I said, I grew up in a bar industry. My mom was pregnant with me while bartending, and then I was hanging out at her bar before they opened. You know, like it's just ingrained in me. And
it's quite literally in your blood, for sure. Yeah. that shows. Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So,
all right.
So you give us a little bit of like a rundown of like where you work, what kind of bar it is, and kind of plug yourself a little bit.
Yeah. I have worked, like I said, I worked at Stray Cat Lounge in Clinton Township, Michigan, on and off for the last 6 years. I helped them open it pretty much. And I have just done everything, you know, like down to like a plumbing issue. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna YouTube it.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta do. Jacky is one of my favorite people on the planet.
Oh, yay!
that bar is 1.5 miles from my house.
Oh my God.
I thought you looked familiar, and I couldn't figure out why.
That's me. That's my mama cat. She's up north right now.
Yep.
She's doing good. We're staying strong, and we're holding on until we can reopen.
Yep.
Our walk-in freezer broke down the other day. Her and I went in to check on the place, and we were like,
nightmare.
Geez. We had to like throw out everything. It was
the worst.
Oh man.
That's bad smell.
But I'm glad you popped in. Geez. Well, we'll see you when we reopen.
Yeah,
I'll save a bar stool for you.
Perfect.
Dave knows everybody. I'm not surprised.
For real.
We're Cigar Lounge, and we do live music 4 days a week. If not, every once in a while we'll do it. You know, we'll add a night if we find something worthwhile. But our 2 main nights are Friday and Saturday, obviously, and huge dance club, very loungy atmosphere. We just got all new like leather furniture, and it's just it's in the middle. It's like in the corner of a strip mall, like it's a total hidden gem. Which I kind of love about it, because you know, like you just get just the right people. You know, like
as long as there's
the people that know people.
As long as there's enough parking in the strip mall, it can work. I get that, because I've worked at bars in a strip mall where it didn't work because it was a bad location.
Like our peak hours, like nothing else in the strip mall is open, so we've got nothing but parking.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, it works. But it's literally been my home away from home forever. You know, like I'm the kind of person that I'll get bored with things really easily. So, and especially in the summertime, like it's all boaters. So they will, you know, in the summertime we slow down because everybody's on the water. So I'll kind of step away for a minute and take a break and go work at Grasshopper, where I met Lauren. but I will always come back. It's like literally my home away from home.
No, that's good though that you can do that. You can jump around, you can leave, and you can come back and slide in and out, and it's just that makes it nice and easy when you've got a place that'll allow you to do that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
kind of how I feel about Necto, and like I didn't even go back to Necto. I was asked once, and I went in, and I was supposed to do that, and then things fell through. But it's like whenever I'm there, I feel like I'm home, and I haven't worked there in years at this point, you know.
Right.
So every time I go there, it's like I know everyone knows me, I can hang out, I feel comfortable, you know. I know that I'm literally being watched like in the best way possible. Like they're looking out for me, they're making sure I'm not, you know, being cornered by somebody, or they'll like help me get out to my car, or they'll help me find my friends, like whatever it is, you know. It's just like when you find your family, they're family forever.
And when you know, like when I leave for the summer and I come back, let me tell you that cheers moment, I feel like Norm, you know, like when I walk in for, you know, like for that first day after I've been gone for a while, it's like, everyone's like, Russell! And I'm like, yeah, I feel pretty cool.
Right.
And this last time I left, I was gone for the longest time I've ever been gone from Stray Cat. Was a year and a half. I was managing Mesa in Royal Oak, but man, it just feels so good to come back home, you know?
It's nice. It's always weird when you worked at a place for a really long time and then you go away and you come back in just to visit and you don't recognize anybody because it's completely turned over staff and you're just like, where's all my people?
Well, Stray Cat's always been that way. I've been like the centerpiece of it all, I think.
Yeah.
But the regulars are loyal. Like they are there every at least 5 days a week. You know,
it's like you said, lake people, you can just count on. They're definitely loyal to their spots. They find a spot that they like and they stick to it for sure.
Yeah. And being in a cigar restaurant, like a cigar lounge, it's like you get this whole different little sector of like being like a bartender, because they're, you know, like it's just, there's only so many places they can go, you know, that they can go and smoke a cigar. And it's, you can just get really cool people, dude. And they're, you know, they're smokers, you know. I'm a smoker, and I remember back when I was working in a restaurant when we could smoke cigarettes, you know, like so I always wanted the smoking section, you know, like cigar, or like smokers are just always the best tippers. I just I don't know.
It's funny how those things go hand in hand, isn't it? But I've always thought that too. And I love the whole, you know,
they're kickback and relaxed.
A big open floor plan and like, this is the smoking section and this isn't. It's like, how is that smoke not getting everywhere? It kind of stays where it's supposed to, but I remember those days too. I remember I honestly liked it when they got the law in place to get smoking out of restaurants. It's like,
dude,
just
have
like a designated area and stuff. It's different. I know there was a lot of backlash on it, but for me, working as a bartender and like I've been a on and off smoker my whole life. You know, sometimes I smoke, sometimes I don't, that kind of thing. But like
forever
when you are a smoker and you work at a smoking bar and it's like everybody is smoking in that bar and you take your shirt off at the end of the night, you're just like, oh my God, like your lungs hurt just from the secondhand smoke.
It smells like my ex-boyfriend.
My friends make fun of me, like when I stand outside with them, I like cover my hair, I like put a hat on. They're like, it's 500 degrees outside and I have like a full-on beanie, my hair is all like tucked in it, because I cannot stand the smell of cigarettes in my hair, on my clothing.
It reminds me of childhood.
Cigars. Yeah.
Stale beer and cigarettes. When my mom would come in from work, you know, and like give me a kiss goodnight. Yeah. She smells like a keg room and cigarettes.
Sweet memories. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, they need to make that into a candle.
Cigar bars tend to be a little bit classier. You ever had any wild stuff happen out at your cigar bar?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Wild fights or like.
Holy crap! Yes. Like you would think, but
give us
the thing about us though is that we're one of the rare cigar bars that do live music as well. The owners of our place, we've been open for 6 years, but the owners of our place had another cigar lounge in Grosse Pointe called Robustos before they shut that down and opened this place. And so they've been in the industry for a long time. They know all of like the best like local bands. So it's rare, you know, like we're just unlike any other cigar lounge, because on the weekends it's fucking jamming. Like there's been so many times where I'm 4 deep at the bar. I'm like, Jesus, You know, like,
Love it.
but yeah,
Love
dude,
it.
people get
Like,
it's
spending
and
my
it's
money.
East Side, man. Those people will throw down. You know, like
Yeah.
they get a little too crazy, and I literally had to pull a guy off our fucking door guy one night years ago, and I'm like, wait, I'm like, well, at the time I was like 120 pounds, and I was like, I'm pulling this guy off our door guy right now.
Right.
Yeah, no, shit gets nuts. I mean, it's definitely tame during the week, but on the weekends, it's a club. You know, like it's very much a club that you can smoke cigars in.
Love it. I love places like that. I love.
Me
we all
too. I
miss
mean,
that.
like I said, I feel at home there. Like that's where I feel when I was at Grasshopper. You know, like that's my environment. You know, like that's where I thrive. You know, like let's go. You know, like tournament burn. You know,
I
You
think
would say that you're
all
more
of
of like
us.
Go ahead, Remy.
I think all of us would just kill to be like crushed with people right now, sweaty bodies, like crammed up against the bar. Like we all miss that so much.
I would literally die for a Tito's, an order for a Tito's and vodka right now.
Yeah, give me a Tito's vodka. Yeah, please.
Can I get a Tito's and vodka?
Tito's and vodka. That's
We
such a
literally
classic.
talk about that every episode. I feel
We
like.
do. It's
Everyone
It's
always
such a
brings
thing.
up the Tito's and vodka.
Man,
I'll
or
be like, Tito's is vodka, and they're like,
vodka
yeah,
cran.
Tito's and
Or a
vodka.
vodka cran. I'm like, happy 21st.
What's good here? Can you make me a good shots?
What do you suggest?
Good.
What do you think?
That's what pour him a shot of Jameson.
Uh-oh.
That's good.
Oh, dude.
Hey, what happened? You're just going crazy over here. We
Yeah,
started talking about
Too
Tito's and vodka,
aggressive.
and Russell got
my
excited.
ring light is out of control right now.
It's all good.
He's just so aggressive right now.
Yeah, we'll
Stay
get it
tuned.
together.
Stay tuned, y'all. And I'm back.
There you go.
Okay, so are we doing shots for America or what?
Let's. We would be remiss if
and
we
the
didn't
troops.
remember. If we didn't remember our fallen soldiers, our fallen heroes on this Memorial Day. That's what this day is all about. Remember the ones that paid the ultimate sacrifice, and this one goes out to them, all their families, all the loved ones that miss them and stuff. Thank you for fighting for our freedom, for paying the ultimate sacrifice.
Seriously, I actually just got goosebumps. I'm so weird.
You're just such an eloquent speaker, Remy.
Well, thanks. I mean, I think it has something to do with the two bald eagles I've got hanging out with me. One of them's wearing aviators.
Well, what else are they gonna wear? Wayfarers?
No. This is America.
America.
Absolutely. And I am most definitely proud to be American. Most definitely proud to live in this country.
Same.
With all of its problems and all of its issues, I'm still happy to be born here.
I've been told that I was probably an Australian in my past life by my best friend is Australian.
Yeah.
She's like, you just use the slang so well. Like you just throw it into a conversation like flawlessly. I'm like, yeah, I think I used to.
Also, one of my favorite memories of you was when you had me pick you up one time. You were drunk as fuck from a bar. Actually, I think that you were.
Which time?
I think you were stranded out at a gas station in the middle of the night, actually.
Sounds about right.
I came to pick you up and you were like, just throw the stubbies in the back of the ute, mate. That was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Hey, you just chuck the beers in the back of the truck, you know?
I'll never forget that. Now I say it all the time.
I have my Siri set to Australian accent, so
that's awesome. So I know in the UK they call it the boot, like the trunk is the boot of the car. Do they? I wonder if it's the same in Australia too.
In Australia, it's the ute. Like ute.
The ute.
Yeah,
a ute. The ute.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta chuck the stubbies in the back of the ute, mate.
Stubbies in the back of the ute, mate.
Yeah, you just toss the beer. Just toss the beers in the back of the truck. And
I'm thinking of my cousin Vinny right now.
And Lauren would be my Sheila. It's my Sheila, Lauren.
So
my chica.
My girlfriend, my girl.
Yeah.
That's my
you're my Sheila.
My Sheila. All right, I like it. I've got some friends that live in Australia. We'll see what they have to say about that.
Well,
so chime in now.
It'd be a perfect time.
If I ever have a kid and it's a girl, I already have my boy name picked out, but if it's a girl, I'm gonna have to name her Sheila.
That's a good one. I said, no, Sheila.
If I have a boy, I'm gonna name him Gibson because I'm a bartender and it's a cocktail and it just works.
It's a good name.
Very good name.
It's good. There's, a lot of people that I know have got kids named Jameson. I've met a lot of people with kids named Jameson. And cool name.
Lauren has one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A dog. It's not a kid, to clarify for people.
It's
I do not have a child that I just haven't told you guys about.
It's a fur baby, for sure.
It's a fur baby.
A secret love child.
Secret love child. That's it.
Yep.
I don't know. I would think I would draw the line at naming your child like Jack Daniels something, like Jack and then middle name Daniels and something. Like that's a little.
I draw the line at naming my child Heaven backwards.
Nevaeh.
Yeah, I can't. It's too. It's just too popular now. Like it's just too. Like it's just not original anymore. When it first came about, I was like, that's cute, and I'm like, buddy, that's the same baby name.
Greg just commented saying, "What about naming a kid Killian?" I like that.
So I know somebody who has a son named Killian. I do know.
I kind of like that.
Killian. That's a great name. Yeah.
And I've been looking for a middle. I've been looking for a middle name, so I think
Killian, winner, chicken dinner.
Shout out to
Killian.
Shout out to my friend CJ, who's got a son named Killian. That's dope.
Aww.
Holy smokes!
Greg
I just have a full name now.
Greg also said Nevaeh is just a stripper name waiting to happen, though.
Oh, it kind of is.
Sorry for any of my friends named Nevaeh.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there, but thanks, Greg.
No, let's segue
it's
right
not
now.
us saying it, him saying it. If you want to have beef with him, check out my comment section.
That's a perfect segue. Let's think of some awful stripper names that are like real names in real life. Favorite stripper name.
Tammy Lynn, of course.
Tammy Lynn. Tammy Lynn, I like it.
Crystal Chandelier.
I do know somebody. I met somebody at one of the restaurants I worked at named Diamond, and I was like,
I know some diamonds.
You got a stripper name, but that's okay. She was a sweetheart, and I love Diamond.
I did work with a girl, a Portia. Okay, so actually, if how do you do like the first animal you had, and then the street you grew up on?
Yeah,
that's your stripper name.
Mine, I think my sister's would have been like Portia St. Francis, and mine was Chelsea St. Francis. So I was like, we're both strippers.
Yeah, you could.
I might have been getting that wrong, but don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure she said that.
Sassy Seville.
Sassy Seville.
Sassy Seville. How perfect is that?
My mom was Happy 8 Mile.
It was going to be my drag. It was going to be my drag name if I ever got into that.
Yeah, that's a.
It was either that or Shanita Tamp. Like she needed a tampon.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, it really is. Mine
my
would have
mom
been
was Happy Cavor. Never mind, Happy Cavor.
Mine was always kind of lame. It was Abigail Parkland. Like what?
That's kind of kind of vanilla. That's very vanilla.
That's definitely raisins in the potato salad. Like.
Hi guys, welcome to Raisins.
Hey.
Yeah, I was a raisins girl. I was a raisins girl for Halloween.
Thank God you guys showed up because I was so bored till you got here.
I played into it so well too. I was literally just like, "Hi guys, thanks for coming to Raisins. Come and see me again sometime, okay?" And like nobody got it. So many people were like, "You have to choose something that's more mainstream." I'm like, "What's more mainstream than South Park?" Like,
sorry if you don't get the joke. Sorry you haven't been paying attention.
I worked with this chick. I worked with this chick for 2 years at Stray Cat, and now she works at another cigar lounge in Birmingham. And she was just that Raisins girl. Like, she was just like, "Hi guys, hey, how are you?" Like, just
super flirty,
the epitome. And I made fun of her all the time. And I was like, "Hi guys, welcome to Raisins," and she thought it was hilarious because she didn't realize I was making fun of her. And it was the best.
It's funny, but here's the thing. It works, like, flat out. I mean, I've met so many shot girls that are just, they hate their job. They can't stand the customers, but they're so good at playing it off.
And I was like, bitch, go work at Legends. Like, what are you doing?
Right? If you can flirt,
she wasn't really stripper material, but she could bartend or cocktail.
I was known for being a pretty bubbly bartender.
Yeah.
I'm pretty hi guys, like I'm not like, hey, but I definitely am smiles and what can I get for you guys?
Thank God you guys are here.
Well, and that's what makes that's what makes it work better. If you're over the top cheesy, people are like, whatever, tone it down a little bit. If you're just
what I find,
if you come across as genuine, that's what I've always liked about bartenders and bartending is if you can come across as genuine, positive, in a good mood. I'm the life of the party. You guys came to have a good time. I'm here to give it to you. But be genuine with yourself. Like, that's what people appreciate. They're like, you're not being fake. You're being real with me. And it's like, I want to hang out
The
here.
greatest part about being a gay bartender is you can throw out that sass and kind of just like get it out of you in just the right way where they don't know if you're kidding or not. You know, you just kind of give them a laugh. You say something sassy and you just kind of laugh after it and they don't know if you're serious or not. So it kind of works for you, you know. But I find people like to be abused. You know, like people, like it's my little quip that, you know, like I am sassy and people enjoy that, you know, like they read through all the bullshit and they're like, oh man, a real person that I can talk to and relate to or whatever.
It's all about reading your customer.
I just don't hold back, you know.
It's all about reading your customer right, definitely. Like certain people you can get away with like that, hey, I'm gonna joke with you and make fun of you and make you the butt of the joke and it's gonna be cool, and other people you can't. But one of the greatest times ever, a bunch of young kids came in. It was like 4 guys and 1 girl. It was one of the guys' girlfriends and stuff. And they're all hanging around. They're ordering shots. They're like, what should we get? I'm like, oh, here you go. Here's a good shot. You know, blah, blah, blah. They're like, that was delicious. I'm like, I know. I'm an awesome bartender. They're like, you're so funny. I'm like, yeah, thanks. And then, so I'm like, so I go to the girl.
I know, right?
So I turn to the girl real quick and they're like, yeah, I've got them on my side. They're loving me. They're laughing. And I'm like, oh, so what do you do? And she's like, oh, so I'm like, I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck what you do. And they all just like broke out laughing. Like, you know, just fucking, you know, it was a dig. It was funny, but it was the timing of it was perfect. If you can do that, you're doing something good, you know, make them laugh.
You know, there's like some people that make a living off of having like a shtick when it comes to their bartending persona. And it's like, you might know some of the nicest people in the world, and when they go into the bar, they are the biggest bitch or the biggest asshole.
Right.
You know, but people love it. They come back for that because they know that that's how that person is, you know?
Yeah. Let me tell you, first of all, working on the east side, like it's the most conservative area there is. And for me being a gay bartender, for all these people to love me as much as they do, it's pretty impressive. But it was also just as hard as it's always been so hard for me to be put into a bartending role. Like I feel like people since I was 18, like people are just, you know, were reluctant to make me a bartender because they were like, well, I don't know how the customers are gonna, you know, take a gay bartender. You know,
that's
like it was, it wasn't fair, but I proved myself that much more, you know, like to be where I am
you
today.
kind of have to work even harder.
Dude. I mean, I have a lot of worth, you know, like I know my worth. I have a lot of self-worth and I know what I can do. And I just fought to prove it and I did. And
good stuff, Russell. So I got a good story about that. So when I was 18, I worked at the mall at a clothes store, popular chain, selling the high fashions of the day. This was back in the 90s. So
was it Hot Topic?
It was not Hot Topic. It was. Do you remember? You guys might be too young. Do you remember Merry Go Round?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of the affiliates of Merry Go Round.
My first adult clothing store was County Seat.
Yeah. So again, I worked at the mall because that's what teenage kids do. 18 years old, and so I'm friends with the managers and stuff like that. They're all in their mid-20s. They go out drinking all the time, and they're like, we're going to take you. We've got a bar that we can get you into, Remy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I'm 18, like you won't need an ID. You won't need a fake. You just come with us and we're going to take you to a bar. And of course it was a gay bar. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Like totally sweet. So
whatever. I can drink.
Dressed
whatever.
Up, you know, I got some designer jeans and like a tight fitting t-shirt and a blazer on. I'm like, we're going out. We're going to do the damn thing.
You were like literally like an appetizer.
I kind of,
you dressed up like as a gay bar appetizer.
Again, but like, you know, I've always been comfortable in my own sexuality. I know who I am. I'm a straight guy, and that's fine. But like, I have gay friends. I have friends who have lots of gay friends, and like, you're gonna get me into a bar and get me drunk at 18? I'm totally cool with it, right? So I go in, and of course, one of the managers has a gay friend, and he's like, "Oh, honey, don't worry about it. Like, we're gonna protect you. Like, nobody's gonna rape you in the bathroom with a wine cooler bottle and blah blah blah.
But why
like,
not?
Oh my god, like you guys are so hilarious. Like it's not like that, and I felt so at home. But honestly, like the bartender peeped me right away. He's like, "That's your first time here. I can tell." He's like, I've never seen you before. You're so probably underage, And I'm like, I don't know what to order. I'm like, let me get a tequila sunrise. So he makes me a tequila sunrise. Yeah, total gay drink, right? Yeah, is that a gay drink? I don't know. Like whatever.
It's totally a gay drink.
There's no gay drinks or straight drinks. It's good. I'm like, give me a tequila sunrise.
There's gay drinks.
So he passes it over. He passes it over the bar to me, and he gives me a wink and leans close. He's like, I put a cherry in it for you there.
When I was 16 years old and I was going to the gay bars, my ID said I was 27.
Oh my god!
I literally could. I probably could have handed them a female ID, and they would just been like, looked at the date and been like, okay, have a good night, smack you on the ass, and fucking let you in. They didn't give a fuck. Menjo's was really strict. Like it was really hard for me to pass with my IDs at Menjo's, but
Menjo's is a great place though. That is just a fun time.
It's kind of boring.
I do love Menjo's.
It's a totally different place, but it has been around. I think it's the longest standing gay bar in Michigan, but it's just not what it's not what it used to be. My buddy Peter used to run it, and it's just not what it used to be. It's still fun. I haven't been there forever. But
that's okay. Places ebb and flow.
I'm not a fan of the lay gay bars anymore.
Right.
I think the last time I went to Menjo's was during Movement last year. I went to like the pre-party, and there was literally like, this is like the weirdest. This is like what I remember. We were drinking a lot, so just bear with me. So I look up on stage. It's probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. It is fucking packed. I look up on stage, and there's this guy like he's, I don't know, like interpretive dancing with like a toilet seat cover.
Okay. What does it mean?
Literally.
we didn't know each other back then, but it might have been me.
Last year? Yes, I knew you.
Last year? No. Last year? No, definitely was not me.
So then he was like dancing around with this toilet seat cover. He like puts it down. He's like pretending to shit in it. And then somebody comes over and like picks it up. They're like pretending to clean it with like a toilet bowl cleaner. I'm like, what?
Wow.
What the fuck
is
going
on? You can't even write this. You can't even write this shit. Like,
I have no clue what's happening anymore.
You're like, why did I just walk into a gay bar and it's all of a sudden a John Waters film? You know? Like,
right.
I mean, it makes sense.
I went there one night years ago when Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey was like a thing, and they hired her to come in and just be a spokesperson for the night. She gets up on stage and she's like, what's up all you prostitution whores? And I was like, what? Like, is this how you, well, I didn't know at the time, but apparently that was like her tagline or one, like something that she said in the show. But I was like, is this how she thinks that gay people talk to each other?
Right.
It's like, I mean, I got my picture with her while she was there, but I was like, geez. I don't have the tolerance for that environment anymore.
I used to go to like the gay bars.
It's too much.
I used to go to gay bars a lot when it was like they were doing all the RuPaul's Drag Race girls, but I think that Necto has kind of cornered that market now. Like Necto is like the only people bringing him in now, at least in this area.
No, not true. My friend Peter has been kind of running. Yeah, but he also does like Royal Oak Music Theater and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I've never seen him over there. I've only seen I've seen Sharon Needles like 4 times, and like 2 of them were at Necto. And
I don't follow the show anymore. I mean, I probably did like in the first few seasons, but Peter's been a very much big part of that. Which, it's not my thing, but I'm very proud of him for what he's done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When I first met him, he was bartending at Toronto, and now he's like built this kind of like an empire. Like he's built
he really has.
He's really recognized, and it's very impressive, and I'm very proud of him.
Yeah,
Speaking of Prano, another great bar. Like, absolutely love Prano.
Not lately.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like you've got friends who work there, friends who own there. You know who I'm fans of is Gary and the 515 and the Drag Queen Bingo, like all those guys are fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Really,
yeah, and
really,
you know what?
really just good
and
people.
and
like,
props to them too, because geez, look what they did. You know, like even when they just moved over to, you know, that what used to be the bakery or whatever from Pronto, like they really, man.
well, that's what they needed.
I cannot tell you a single bachelorette party or anything like that that has not been at fucking Drag Queen Bingo.
They needed a liquor license and they couldn't get one, and so you know they jumped on board with Pronto and made the deal.
You'll just walk outside, go do shots at fucking Pronto, and walk back.
I worked there when that was all happening.
What would happen? I worked at Fifth Avenue, and that's how I met all those people.
Oh, yikes! How was that?
And so like everybody would come to Drag Queen Bingo, and they would stop off at Fifth and do shots first, and then go next door, and then during break and whatever. But I got to know Gary and all the queens, like just some of my favorite people ever. Like they are performers extraordinaire.
For sure.
We put on the 12 Drags of Christmas at Fifth Avenue a couple of times, and that was awesome. Fun as hell. Just some of the most beautiful people in the world.
It's not my scene anymore, but they are some of the best people and the most memorable people in my mind. Yeah. You know, like when you're out at a gay bar or whatever. Geez, I mean, like Sabin and all of them. You know, they're just people that just stick with you, and they are solid people, and they're so quick, like
so talented, and just
they can come back with anything like in a heartbeat. It's just so it's so impressive.
How do you come up with this amazing stuff?
Where did that come from? Like instantly. Yeah, for sure.
So the only time that I went to do Drag Queen Bingo, I won the
I still have never been.
Oh, it's amazing. It's great. So they do a raffle, and if you win the raffle, you have to go up on stage to get your prize. And I got tricked into kissing.
That's how they get you.
Oh, it was so fucking amazing. So much fun,
awesome.
though. So many good memories. Like, just really beautiful people and really, really fun times.
Yeah. No, for sure.
My mom is watching. Hi, Mom.
Hey,
and
Mom.
She said, so Russell, where can we go? What do you recommend as far as bars go?
What area? Mom.
I think that she's referring to like gay bars or like bars that you just enjoy going to.
Well, like I said,
Let's just a rundown on what you like.
I've been out of commission for a while. I've been just doing the straights lately, but for sure, you know, like Pronto. I mean, it depends on the night. It depends on the, you know, like what you're trying to get into, or you know, like this or that. But for sure, you know, I would start your night out at Pronto and Rilo, have your cocktails there. Then I would probably go and get sassy at Menjo's, and it's I from what I hear, it's very much a daddy, like a leather daddy bar now. And
that's not an expensive Uber ride either. From Pronto to Menjo's is not expensive.
Yeah,
hop in the Uber and you're good.
Unfortunately, like all the gay bars are really like condensed to Oakland or Wayne County. There's not a single one. There used to be one years and years and years ago in downtown Mount Clemens, which somebody arsoned and it got burnt down. So I mean, they're all pretty much condensed. But unfortunately, I feel like the gay bar industry is just not what it used to be, you know. But I feel like it also comes down to like, I don't think we need a gay bar anymore.
Right.
You know, like I feel like you know, like I feel like I am
all inclusive.
Just I'm probably more comfortable at a regular bar than I would be at a gay bar. But because I feel like the times are changing. You know, like my little brother came out a couple of years ago. He's I think he's 19 now, and his whole experience of coming out was totally different than mine. You know, like granted, they moved to Seattle, so he grew up in Seattle. But my stepmom tells me all the time, she's like, thank God we moved when we did, because I don't know what his life would have been like. It would probably have been like a repeat of mine, you know, like mine. Right. 'Cause I had a really hard time growing up. So, he was so allowed to be himself in Seattle. You know, like the people are very granola, and they're like, who you are, and
we accept you for who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Well,
so it's all about the area. Detroit's gay scene is just not really anything anymore. It used to be pretty cool, but it's just whatever.
Well, I know.
But I don't think people need a gay bar anymore.
I know that there's some like specifically like good parties that are being thrown. Like,
Oh yeah,
friends
yeah,
with Jace.
actually,
He does thoughts and prayers.
Yes. Jace throws great fucking parties. Actually,
Yeah, he does.
Holy shit! Like that's probably the only thing that I would attend that would be gay related at all anymore.
Right.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers is probably one of the bigger events that are going on.
Holy smokes! Another person that I'm really like impressed and proud of. Sorry,
this podcast has gone off the rails, and we love
Jeez,
it.
Oh, Pete.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Over. Stop it and start it over.
Yeah.
Struggle bus party of one. Yeah. I gotta plug my phone in.
Honestly though, like Russell, there's something to be said about the straight community not quite understanding what the gay bar scene is about, what the gay culture is about, and it's definitely a lot more accepted these days in Michigan.
Yeah,
but
no,
but
I was gonna say I don't really
like.
Yeah.
Just hear me out real quick. What I think, like, because I love going out to the gay bars and hanging out with my gay friends, and I feel absolutely 100% comfortable going there. And I know a lot of straight people that don't stuff. They're like, what? Why would you ever? And I'm like, I feel like we need to still normalize it. Like we still need to work on all of our straight friends being like, dude, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you just go hang out in a place that's like almost not designated, but just like, that it's a gay bar, it makes it a little bit better. Now, on the flip side of that, I can see how the gay patrons are like, dude, it used to be cool. Now there's a bunch of straights hanging out here and it's not fun anymore. This was our place.
That's not it. I think for me, speaking as a old gay man, it just got to be, but it was just too much. Like, I don't want to I don't want to call everybody clean and fucking, I did that, I was that person, but it just, I grew out of it, it just got to this point where I was just like, I grew out of that.
Same thing over and over again.
And I felt like, a lot of times, like my best friends are straight guys, I relate with them more, we just talk about real shit or whatever. And whereas the gay scene, I don't know, I don't want to feel like I'm like
stereotyping and
in a way, but it is very common that it becomes very superficial.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it was cool, I did it and I did it, but I grew out of it, and it just, I got to a certain age and it just didn't fit for me anymore, I guess.
And that's fine. Welcome to America. Yeah. You're allowed to change. Yeah. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to be whoever you want to be, baby. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like a huge disconnect. I feel like I'm a bad gay now. But
no.
I'm just old.
Well, that's the thing is, I started my bartending career in a place that does like a gay night, and I guess they were like known as like a gay bar, but in reality they only had one night. But the thing is that I was being passed up for a bartending position by a whole bunch of people because they wanted gay guys to bartend.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, gay guys like two things. They like boobs and boots, and I've got really nice shoes. I don't have titties, but I got some nice shoes. And so I was like, just let me get behind the bar one time. And finally there came a time when one of the bartenders was sick. They couldn't find anyone to fill in, so I went ahead and filled in, and I sold just as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I was on every Friday after that.
I will say the one gay place that I will always be a patron of is Soho, because it's just
I love Soho.
It's not a club, and everybody is completely diverse. Like, it's not like super ripped guys and fucking shit like that, or it's not. Nobody has to live up to anything. Like, everybody can just go to a bar and just go be merry.
Be yourself.
Like, and just have a good time.
Be yourself.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. I love it.
Yeah.
That is what it's all about. Going to like gay bars and stuff is all about just being who you are and living your truth. And
well,
it doesn't
here's the
matter
thing,
what
it's
anybody
like,
else thinks.
As a bartender, like, I mean, I people all day long for work. And by the time I get off work, like, the last thing I want to do is like put on a persona or like be somebody else. You know, like, I just want to fucking sit down and have a drink and chat with my friends, you know, like,
Sure.
and that's
Bitch
where
about the night you just had.
Soho's a place I feel like I can go do that at. So I will always, you know, for sure, forever. But
And they have
the rest
amazing
is-
singers
the rest
during their
is too much.
karaoke. Throwing it
Yeah,
out there.
Sure do. This guy, dude, seriously sounds like Celine Dion.
For
Like,
real.
actually is there. And he's there every karaoke, and I love it. I love every second of it.
Oh, big shout out to Mikey. I miss Mikey in our karaoke night so much.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah. Mikey Champagne.
Oh,
We love
yeah,
you.
for sure.
If you watch it all, we love you. We all love you.
We're giving
And,
him a
you
shout
know,
out.
that's
anyways.
Pronto and Soho and our karaoke nights at Woodbridge. So there you have
Bet.
it.
Mikey
We just
Champagne
covered
has been
all
all
the bases.
over the land, and he's such a good person. He's just he's a really good soul.
He is. He's an
really
absolute
is.
peach of a person, and we love him to
Yep.
death. So shout out to you,
He's
buddy.
a great karaoke
He's-
host and a great bartender.
He
and a great
is
singer. Jesus.
And a great
he's
singer.
he's a staple.
Just a staple. You're right. Absolutely.
Bet.
I do love a good gay bar. I'm not going to lie.
I
And
do
you know
too.
what? I have had some people that are like,
Lauren, remember
know-
when we used to go to Escape?
oh my God, I love Escape. Yes. We used to go to
Jeez.
Escape. I used to have
They're
to pick
open till
you up
5.
from Escape. That
Yeah.
shit was crazy. I do
I'm
love
like,
a
this
good
guy's
gay
looking.
bar, though.
I'm
Like,
like, Lauren, this guy's looking at me weird. Come here.
Drunk Russell is a very concerned Russell.
Yeah.
Concerned Russell.
I
All right,
got-
tell us a good
I-
story from Escape. We want to hear.
I gotta go right now. Geez, it was 5 a.m. I don't remember any of them.
Escape is like where you go after you're already blackout drunk.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like
You're already blackout, you go to
Yeah.
Escape. You know?
it used to. Yeah, okay. Back in the day, there used to be this. I think it's still around actually, but it's not what it used to be. Innuendo. So you would go to Menjo's Thursdays, and then you would go down the street to Innuendo, and it was open late, and it was the ish. And actually, I don't know if I don't even have a picture of it of me on stage for whatever fucking reason. Oh man, that was my thing. I was like, I'm gonna get on stage.
I'm gonna party
Jeez.
and dance like a slut.
Man, I wish I was young again.
Don't we all, my friends?
I
Don't
wish
we all?
I wish I was young and carefree again. Yeah.
All the folly of youth.
For real.
And if we knew then what we know now. we
Oh
probably
man,
would've
I
done
say
it
that all the
differently.
time. Well, I watch a lot of Star Trek,
but we would've
so
done it
deals with a lot of
differently.
time travel. So I'm like, man, if only.
That time traveling though, that'll get you.
Jeez.
Drink too much and then all of a sudden you time travel and it's tomorrow and you're
Yeah.
like,
Shit.
what?
I just
Oopsie
transported
daisy.
to the future. I wanted to go back.
Gotta go to work. Shit.
Oh my God.
Which is fine
Yeah.
if you're bartending or serving. Totally cool.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how
until-
much better
okay.
tips I've made
Well,
when
time
you
travel
go in
seems
hungover.
fine.
The best.
Time
Going in
travel seems
hungover.
fine and dandy until it's daylight savings time and we have to work an extra hour.
Yeah,
Right.
that sucks.
Jeez, that's the time travel I do not support that.
The fallback.
Because I
an
rarely
extra
remember
hour.
that it's actually happening, and then it was like, all right, one more hour, and then we get to it, and they're like, oh no, we're open for another hour. I'm like,
Fuck. Yeah, one more hour.
And then you
You know
count-
what though? Go ahead, Remy.
And then you count your money and you're like, I didn't make shit extra. Like, God
Right.
damn.
Yeah, how does that
Yeah.
happen?
I was
How
so
does
that
excited about
happen?
like there's an extra
Everybody's
hour
already
of
drunk.
bartending, everybody's gonna be crazy, and then you don't make extra money and you're just like,
Yeah.
man,
They
I just lost an
they
hour of
just-
sleep for nothing.
Yeah, they just dance their liquor off a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, and that's the thing, like New Year's Eve and daylight savings time, you find out that 2:00 is a perfect cutoff time in Michigan because people cannot handle
it though?
themselves past then. Well,
Mm.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a fan of the after hours clubs. I've been going to them since I was a kid too.
Yeah.
And I know about it and stuff. So there's certain kinds of people who can go out and party all night long.
Yeah.
The general public cannot. most people can't party all night long. Because
most
they
don't know how to like pace themselves.
Right. Most people drink from 11 till 2, and that's it. And they're hammered.
I lived in Chicago for 5 years, and they're open late. And those people can't control themselves either. I was one of them for 5 years.
At least you're honest with yourself, Russell.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, all the liquor stores that stay open till 5, they will up their prices after 2, which seems legit. But if you miss that fucking store being closed, geez, I ended up at an after party drinking a fucking triple sec with a few friends. Like, it was not cute. But geez, what else are you gonna do? You know,
I can remember more than one time.
It was kept in the freezer at least, so it was cold.
I can remember more than one time living downtown Detroit and hopping on the freeway and taking the bridge to Canada so that you could hit the duty free, which does not have a time.
Yeah,
man. And then coming on back and keep the party going. And then also living downtown
Canada.
If you got enough to keep you going till 7 a.m., Honest John's is open, and they'll start serving you booze and breakfast, so you can have a little food and a Bloody Mary.
Oh, nothing beats the pita pit over the border.
Good stuff, man. There's lots of things to do in Canada, but that was before. I have not been to Canada since they changed the rules that said you had to have an enhanced license or a passport. So
yeah, I'm not allowed in Canada.
Long time.
Oh.
Long time.
No, I'm banned.
I went to Canada once in 5th grade.
You're banned from Canada.
Yeah, to Toronto. Yeah, if you have a DUI in Michigan, you cannot go to Canada.
This sounds like a story. Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought you had done something crazy in Canada.
I wish it was cooler than that. I wish it was cooler than that. No, it's just they're very strict over there.
And they say it to you in French.
Yeah,
never come back.
Sorry, have you seen this guy? He's on TikTok and he talks about all the different ways, like different words in French that, you know, you say it, they all sound exactly the same.
Oh, so I have seen that. Yeah.
He'll translate it back. He'll translate it back and forth. And then he'll put all the words like in a sentence, and it's like literally the same fucking word over and over and over.
Okay.
How clever. But it's totally true.
Clever out there.
There's a lot of clever people.
I took French for 2 years, but it was only because my dad was fluent in it.
You know what? I did too, and I don't remember Jacques shit.
Yeah, same.
I don't remember Jacques man.
I know how to say the bad words. That's about it.
Yeah, right.
That's all I remember is mouth.
I took German and French. And I don't remember either of them. So
yeah.
Whoops.
Well, we're American. What do you want? Sorry.
Well, we have Rosetta Stone. We have Rosetta Stone now.
Yeah. I also know this much kitchen Spanish. You know, from everybody's worked with lots of
Uno mas mesa.
I've honestly worked with some of the hardest working, best people I've ever worked with in the restaurant industry are Mexican. For real. Love them to death. Oh my God.
Dude, I've worked in so many restaurants where they're like, we just can't keep kitchen staff or they're not doing shit. I'm like,
you don't have enough Mexicans, honestly.
Hire the fucking Mexicans. Like, what are you doing, dude?
You do
people
not
think
love
that's
America.
a racist thing. It's not. It's like
I was like, well, I hesitated in saying it, but I'm like, dude, they are the best fucking workers. And in Chicago, it's even more like the Mexicans are like your bussers, your bar backs, like they're everything, and they hustle like there was no tomorrow. It was insane. I couldn't even believe it. And I come here, I'm like, yeah, fucking kitchen problem.
Yeah,
I got you.
I got you. Like,
I know some people.
We know some people.
But for real though, like
I feel like don't complain.
Well, you know, I've always been front of house. I've always been front of house and back house. Front of house and back house never get along ever.
No, here's my thing. Like, whenever I start a new place, whenever I work at a new job, the first thing I do is make friends with back of the house. Always.
Nope.
That's
never.
Me. That's me. I am like, I'm your best friend. Here's my name. Here's a couple of jokes for you. I'm going to have you laughing. I'm going to have you loving me. That way, if I ever fuck up or I ever need something on the fly, you got me, because Remy's your guy.
But here's the thing, is they will never even care about that. They'll still be a fucking dick to you.
When I worked at Tipsy
I've had a
McStaggers,
different
though,
experience.
I will say this. When I worked at Tipsy McStaggers, every single one of those people that worked there was the nicest person ever. Like, all of the back of the house was super nice. They were all super nice to the front of the house. That's the only place I've ever worked at that happened.
I worked at one place like that too, and it was because it was owned by a chef. So the chefs, like all the cooks were treated as, the chef owned it. So he wanted them to be, and they were also like, they were tipped out, like the cooks were all tipped out and they get their money in a check, so they were treated as such, so we all were equals, there. But I don't think that cooks are ever treated as equals, and that's where the
not normally
the disconnect comes from.
Not
honestly,
normally are they treated as equals.
Every single serving and bartending job I've ever had, I make it a point to make like real connections with the back of the house. Real friendships, real connections. Like, I love you guys. Think you guys are awesome. You're doing a great job for me. Hey, thanks. Like, I made great money tonight. Here, have a shot on me. Throw you a little money. Let's go drink some beers. It helps if you throw them some weed afterwards. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, let's go smoke a joint and have a couple of beers afterwards. Like, this guy Remy is cool. I'm like, I realize that you guys have a shit job and you get paid a certain amount no matter how much you're working and how much you're not working. So you want it to be slow. I want it to be busy. Like, I'm going to spread a little love to you when I can.
The
when
greatest guys I've ever slept with are cooks.
Take care of your back of the house.
Always.
I do.
Always.
Especially if you're like so busy that you can't put in orders as fast as they're coming in, and you have to be like, yo, I forgot about these fries. Can I get them on the fly? Like,
okay, can we just talk about that for 1 second? I have an idea. Okay, have you ever worked in a place that as a server or whatever, and the kitchen really gets upset when you ring in like a 12 top and you don't let them know about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I have. But I'm like, you know what?
What is that about?
I don't have time to do that. Like
I'm like, well, what would it?
If I have a 12 top, I don't have time.
What would they do differently? What would they do differently?
Right.
Exactly.
Like, I'm preparing you for this 12 top that's coming in.
Sorry, like, oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
Maybe my hostess.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. You would just have a smoke break or whatever.
How about that?
Right. Well, so
it boggles my mind for years and years and years in this industry. I'm just like, what would you do differently?
Here's what I love to do. It's 10 minutes till closing time, and I walk into the kitchen. I go, yo, guys, I just got a 12 top. Just want to give you a heads up. And they're like, you mother. And I'm like, just kidding.
What am I supposed to do? I have to seat them. I have to.
Yeah. But when it didn't really happen, you're just joking with them. That's the best.
The last place I was managing had it was called a nacho burger on the menu, and it was like a burger. So you'd have to cook the burger, make the burger, and then you have to wrap it in a tortilla and fry it. So it was like a 20-minute ticket time for any. So I would walk in there like 10 minutes to closing and be like, I got 6 nacho burgers coming back, all well done.
Jerk. All right. Hey, on that note,
made my day.
Let's do a shot to all of our back of the house heroes throughout our
back
careers.
of the house heroes, our gay bar friends, our karaoke
gay bar friends, karaoke queens, like everybody that we love, everybody in the service industry. I hope you're all enjoying your Memorial Day. I hope you're having a great time.
Top of the morning to y'all.
Top of the morning, Tully.
That was not Australia, by the way.
Thank you, Russell, for coming on our show.
Geez, guys, thanks for having me. I actually was really nervous about it, but I just literally got to sit here and shoot the shit with 2 really cool people.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that.
And if anybody has a story that you want to share with us, get a hold of us at barsidetales@gmail.com. We want to read your shit live, so bring it up.
Yes, we want your tales from the bar side. Tell us what's going on.
Barside Tales. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.